Hi traders, it's Matt here from the Forex Coach, just doing an update. It's now Tuesday the 5th of December 2017. It's currently coming up to 8 in the morning, so about 20 to 8 over here in the UK, and not a lot going on at the moment, but I just thought I'd give an update onto a trade that we took yesterday. So I did start recording a video yesterday and spent all day sitting in a Aussie dollar long, and I think I recorded about 3 or 4 minutes worth of footage, and it hasn't gone anywhere at the time, the trade, so it was one that was left overnight. So I just thought I'd give an update on that particular trade and see where we're at now. So you can see the trade here on the chart on this blue line here. So we entered yesterday morning. Let me just turn this off auto scroll. Just bear with me. Okay, so we entered yesterday morning, which you can see the entry was just here. Okay, so I'll just post across, do a screenshot of something for you, which is just a picture of the Telegram group. Now, if you've got Telegram or you haven't got Telegram, you can join this group for free. Just literally get Telegram if you haven't already, and then you can just join it and have a look. So let me just pull this across over here. So this was the back end of last week. We took a long on Aussie Dollar, and in this video we closed this trade out back in last week in profit, and in this video I talked about the potential of the Aussie wanting to push higher and the potential of a hit of a 200 period moving average on the 4-hour chart. So this was last Friday, and I talked about if we got a pullback and a possible entry on Monday, then we would take that trade. Well, it actually happened, and at 10 AM yesterday UK time, you can see here we took this buy trade on the Aussie, and we sat in it all day. So this was my comment yesterday evening. So the Aussie long has been slow today. Looks like the market's awaiting the RBA rate decision, which was in 6 hours time from the time of this post, or about 5 hours and 40 minutes. And I've adjusted the stop loss to give it a bit more breathing space, because what I didn't want to see was a spike down for it to take stop losses out before the move up. But all in all, the price action that was occurring I was happy with, so we sat in the trade overnight. I've posted this morning, as you can see there at 6 o'clock, because it has hit target price, and we just have a look at that now. So really the pattern and the trade was based on this 4-hour chart. So we'd had this strong move up, which we took some profits on Friday, and then we'd had this consolidation and this pullback here, this touch of this 21 period average, and a bit of an indecision-ish type candle on this 4-hour chart, and we were sitting in this trade from here. Pushed up a couple of times, but it kind of held off, and it was quite apparent that the market was sort of waiting for this news to come out. But as far as the analysis goes, there was scope there still on this CMO on my oscillator here to say that there was potential more upside, and we had not had a touch of this period moving average, this 200 period moving average, for quite some time. We also had previous highs here, which would be nice to get them broken, because there'd be stop orders all above here, so it made sense that it could break them, take people out who were going short, expecting this sort of longer term trend that we've seen on the daily charts to continue. But we also talked about on this weekly chart, on the weekly chart we are seeing an uptrend. So could this be the turnaround for it to then push higher? So there was a lot of reasonings behind the trade. As you can see there, the exit, if it hit the target price, it closed out automatically this morning, and you can see there that the exit, if I can get back to the trade, the exit was pretty good. It's pretty much spot on. Let's just turn auto scroll back on. So the exit was good there. You can see that it's made contact, hit that, and it started to come off some. So this could roll back over now potentially, but I'm just going to hold out and see, because I do think that there is a potential for more upside now. Looking at this daily chart, getting up to this sort of level. Hi guys, just back, and since the exit of this Aussie dollar long, we can see that it was a good exit because price has come off now. I was just looking at this potential there for a buy, for a bounce back up to, well, back up here somewhere, but the thing that puts me off it is the 4-hour chart has done a good enough run now for this to roll back over. We're getting to the realms of being overbought here on our CMO indicator. We've kind of got this divergency type pattern on this time zone. So for me, I would only be looking at a maximum of sort of 76420 zone. And the issue that I've got is then looking at the 1-hour chart is really rolled over here quite strong. We've already been through the 21 period moving average. We've already come down to the 50 period moving average here. So we could get a bit of a deeper retracement here on this, back down to sort of this sort of level down here. So if I was looking at this for the long side, because it, as I say, it's set up here on the 5-minute chart, it's oversold, so it's set up here for a bounce. If I was looking at this for a long side position, then we've only got the chance of sort of coming up into this zone here, 76385. So which I don't think is really going to be enough in order to take the trade. So that's the dilemma at the moment. The only other trade that's set up really this morning was a long on pound yen, which I didn't take. However, it has come off. So we saw pound yen come down to this sort of lower price envelope, or almost down to this lower price envelope, and we've since had a bounce here. So that was a potential for the long side. It got oversold on the 15-minute sort of down here, and it has done a bit of a bounce. So there was a few pips there to be made, but you know, again, what put me off that was the strength of this sort of rolling over on the 4-hour chart and the potential for this to just keep going now, and have a deeper retracement, you know, down to this sort of area. I can see it getting down there on this move quite easily. So that put me off playing the long on the pound there. So as far as day trades go, there's been nothing new today. It's just been the closing out of that this Aussie dollar from last night. Okay, just back, and just taking a little long trade on the Aussie dollar here. And this could be over very quickly. This could come off and be a stop out very quickly, but we've just come down to a little bit of support, and we had that good run up where we took our exit this morning. Since then it's come off, and basically this is just purely a bounce play now, because it looks like a slight trend in the change in the trend short term. And as I say, we've come off and we're just looking for a little bounce really. So if we go to the 1-hour chart, we've come down to this 50 period moving average, and we're just looking for a bounce now back up to this sort of price envelope, which is going to be rolling over here, and we've got a target price just up here. So it's purely a bounce trade, a small bounce short term, and we'll see how it can go. But as I say, this sort of trade can be over very quickly, because sometimes these just keep going and they don't do bounces. So it's just a matter of sitting and waiting and seeing how this plays out. Okay, just back, and actually just got stopped out a minute ago of the Aussie dollar, that little bounce trade. It was always a risky one because of the momentum and that it came down at. We had this volume, but it started to turn around and push up. Then we had this volume come in. You can see this higher volume here, and it just stopped us out around about somewhere around about here. So we then immediately had this volume come in, and this now push up. So I've actually taken a second attempt on it because I still like the idea of this having a bounce. But it's now just a recovery type style trade, and as I say, it's just a second attempt on this because I still like the idea of this having a bounce here, bearing in mind that the momentum on the 4-hour chart was and is positive. Okay, just back and banked out of that second attempt at the bounce of the Aussie dollar for £30.85. So first attempt hit stop loss minus £34. Second attempt pretty much paid for it. I got out because I saw the potential for this to now roll back over, which as you can see it's potentially is going to do. But it looks like a slight change in this trend now. Maybe it's done what it needed to do on the 4-hour chart, but all in all we had this exit on this first trade here. We then attempted the bounce trade. First attempt was stopped out. I'll just go down to the 1 minute chart so it's clearer on that. Entry here, first attempt was stopped out here. We had the higher volume come in, which is a sign for a potential bounce. Took the potential, the second entry there, in the view to pay for the first entry really. And that tends to be what I do if I have an initial stop out, but I still, on these sort of bounce style trades, but I still believe that the pattern and the trade is valid, then I often do take a second attempt on this sort of thing. So I took the second attempt and paid for it. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to be taking any more trades today. You know, we've had a bit of profit here on the Aussie today. With the win overnight, and I'm not seeing much else that I'd like to get my teeth into at the moment, especially at this time of the day. So as far as day trading is concerned, I'm going to wrap up the video here, and hope you've had a good day's trading. Bye for now.